There we go. That should be better. All right. I wasn't concentrating then because I was listening to the music. I always do that. I end up because I always have the stream on while I'm chatting to you lot, and I have the mute obviously the music playing, and it's so nice. I end up just going. All right. I hope you're okay. I hope you're okay, people. Alan, I'm really sorry to hear about your computer, mate. That is completely rubbish. Have you made any progress? So your PC's being collected tomorrow. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. There are no words, are there? Honestly, at the moment, you really could live without that, I'd imagine. Can you just confirm you can actually hear me? By the way, my microphone thing is going bum 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 bum. So I assume that means stuff's happening. But I'm never 100% positive. I will fill you in on what the cat just did while we were waiting, by the way, and I guarantee you won't be disappointed. It was quite unpleasant. So, hello, Exania. All right, Alan, how you doing, mate? Yugashura's here. Ray Jefferson. Oh, names. Quiz Engine. Kevin Turner. Hello, buddy. Einar Sarkinen. I hope I didn't murder that. How you doing, mate? Katie Arna's here. Hello, mate. How are you? Laban Den's here. Who else we got? Manix. Hello, mate. Phil Barnes. Hello, buddy. Bob. The Bob is here. We are at Maximum Bob. And Andrew Perslow is here. Hello, buddy. I'm in a wing with good Andrew. I don't know if you're with me, Andrew. We're currently jumping to the name of a system I forget. Lao Sung, it is. It's Empire Space, and it's an anarchy, and I thought I'd just do some lazy killing today. Hey, Stu, how you doing, mate? I thought I'd just do some lazy killing and collect some materials and just see how we get on. While we're kind of half waiting. Hope you can hear me over my noisy carrier. You going to count down? Okay. We're kind of half waiting for Frontier to do their stuff, and I've got no idea when that's going to be. Whether it's going to be like this morning, or my gut feeling is they'll probably wait for lunchtime, wait for a sort of America to get out of bed. Yeah, Katiana pretending to do work while waiting for stuff to happen. Absolutely. Just make sure those pens are tidied. Make sure that's all good. Yes. Can you hear me over the honking? So I just wait for that to be over. Noisy, noisy, noisy. So let me tell you about the cat. This is quite unpleasant, okay? Brace yourself. If I turn a leak down a little bit. I can't turn a leak down a little bit. I can do it there, can't I? Hang on. Right, can you still hear me okay? Can you just confirm you can hear me okay? I've just turned the leak down a tad, hopefully. So, those of you who are probably aware, but I'll fill you in just in case. God, that's loud. Jesus, hang on a second. Right, there's two cats in the house, okay? Stan, who is a little bit fat and constantly asleep. Stan loves nothing more. I've never known a cat sleep a lot. I've never known a cat to sleep like Stan. Stan will sleep for 20 hours a day, quite happily. And the rest of the time he's basically eating. Hello, Turgeon Starstone. How are you? Lazy killing. Yeah, just a casual. Yeah, Stan is. You can hear me, brilliant. Okay, so Stan is almost constantly asleep. He was asleep all last night on his bed, which is over there. He's not in there at the moment, which is why I haven't turned the Stan cam on. He got up for. This is not relevant to the story at all, but he got up for about 10 minutes this morning, went out, did a quick circuit of the house, I think, checked for dogs, and then came back, and he's now asleep on the couch downstairs. So that will be him until this afternoon, probably. Squid she sleeps for about, we think probably for about 7 to 10 hours a day, which for a cat is not much at all. And the rest of the time, she's like this. She's just mental all the time. So and when she is asleep, however, she drops like a rock. It's unbelievable. It's like someone's flipped the off switch, and she's like roadkill. You can literally prod her and lift her, and she won't wake up. She's just like completely dead to the world. So she was out all night, out cold all night rather, asleep in the wardrobe. Funny enough, Squid. She went out right before the stream started. So I thought, brilliant, squid's out the house. Not that I don't like squid being in the house, but you don't want squid in the house when you're streaming, right? So squid was out. So anyway, I was just sitting up here, I was chatting to you lot, ready to go. Doors open, quite casual about it behind me, and then all of a sudden squid appeared, and I was like, oh, okay, so squid's going to be in the house while we're streaming. Okay, I'm sure it'll be fine. So she was down here baying for attention, so I put my hand down, stroked her, bearing in mind she'd been out in the garden or whatever, and there was a little, this is where it gets unpleasant, brace yourself people, are we ready? There was a slight feeling of wetness. Now you know it's not going well. There was a slight feeling of wetness. I was stroking her head. I was definitely stroking her head. Slight feeling of wetness on her head, but it's not unusual. Cat's been out. It's been raining. That's not something that you wouldn't expect. So I carried on stroking like that. Made a little fuss of her. And then she thought, right, I'm bored now. Wandered off. What she actually thought was, the deed is done. I can go now. So when she wandered off. I brought my hands back up to the keyboard, went to type something, and there was a slug on my finger. Right there. She put a slug on my finger. Right? Now, if I'm going to suffer, you are as well, so I've kept it for you. Hang on. I'm going to show you. It's not a big slug, but it is it is a slug nonetheless. So if I just bring that up to there we are. There we are. There's that is. So she basically went out of the garden, collected that, delivered it to me, and then left. Okay, so I've started my morning by having a slug on my finger. Love her. That's so squid, honestly. Oh dear. Right. I'm turning the volume up so that I can hear it, and then I'm going to turn it up a little bit so that you can hear it. If it's too loud, please do tell me, people. So that's kind of hopefully up to about the level that we were at. So, in case you're unaware, the catnip's in the mouth. Thanks, Yaga. In case you're unaware, Frontier have said that they're dropping something into the game today. There isn't going to be a community goal today. Whereas obviously normally a community goal would start on Thursday. There isn't going to be one today. They are instead. Let me just do that. They are instead dropping something into the game. Now, at that point, you now know about as much as we do. The only thing I will say is that they kind of when they were talking about it, this was on the live stream on Tuesday, I want to say. So when they were talking about it on Tuesday, they did say they were invoking the Adamastor incident, which was Halloween actually last year, when they started giving us the heads up that something was coming by tweeting and Instagramming and just kind of making subtle little hints that something was going on. And the idea was that they kind of laid a bit of a paper trail for us, a bit of a mystery to be solved. And what it was actually turned out being really, really cool. I won't spoil it for you if you don't know, but it actually turned out being really, really cool and ever so slightly creepy, which was awesome. So they've kind of invoked that in their discussions about whatever it is that's going to happen today. So, and they have also said, this is Arthur said on the stream on Tuesday, they've also said that they didn't appreciate quite how on the ball the community was. I wouldn't say on the ball, I would say obsessive, but quite how on the ball the community is. And we actually solved the mystery and discovered everything really, really quickly. Just making sure the slug isn't escaping. Yeah, we actually discovered everything really, really quickly. So this time they're promising that the mystery will be much more nefarious. And Arthur did say that he was going full Palpatine on us. So expect trade disputes and blockades. No, I don't know. So yeah, it's going to be a new puzzle a la Adamastor is what Quiz Engine has said, and you're quite right, my friend. That's exactly what it is. Hello, Vass. How are you? There goes Andrew. Andrew, I thought I'd head to the nav beacon and do some mindless killing of hopefully Imperial ships. So we are expecting something to drop, right? But we don't know what, and we don't know when. So I've got a web browser up on that screen there, with Instagram and Twitter open, and I've got my phone in front of me. I will just check. Yeah, I've got my phone in front of me that should have any notifications for anything going up on Instagram or Twitter popping up immediately if Frontier tweet or Insta anything. So I will try and keep as much of an eye on it as I can. I don't honestly. I'm not overly confident that they're going to do it this morning. Like I say, I think they are going to wait for America to get out of bed. That's just a gut feeling. But if anything, I can hear the cat behind me. If anything pops up, then hopefully I'll notice it. But if you good people wouldn't mind keeping half an eye, on the frontiers, that would be useful. Katiana, they did well. What they mentioned was, I think their exact words were, look out for transmissions from the Pilots Federation. Now, the Pilots Federation, whilst obviously an entity in game, is actually it's Frontier. Basically, that's what Frontier refer to themselves as, I believe, in the game. So let's just deploy. Why is my head tracking off? That's weird. Hang on a second. Let's deploy Beryl. There we go. I wish you could rename your pilots. Wouldn't that be great?
Fighter is online. I'm ready when you are.
Oh, hello. You'll do. Okay, Squid. Sorry, there was just a really, really loud noise to my right. That was Squid. Regular to the show will know there's a little hidey hole for Squid on top of the wardrobe up there, which we lovingly refer to as the Eyrie, and she has just ascended to the Eyrie, which means she's probably going to switch off for an hour, which would be good. This system beautifully highlights the problems with the HUD colouring, doesn't it? If you look on the bottom right there, where my power management stuff is going on. If I do that, I basically can't see it now. Let's do a bit of that. Oh, don't you? Oh, isn't that just typical?
Copy that, Commander. Engaging enemy now.
Don't know if we're going to be quick enough. Won't be for want of trying, though. Nah, damn it. Okay, tonight's next contestant is... Oh, I really wanted my first kill to be a clipper as well. Never mind. I've managed to turn my my laser colour off somehow. It happened last night. I've only just noticed it again. My lasers are normally religiously blue on this ship, at least, anyway. And I might look at that in a minute because it annoys the hell out of me.
Affirmative. Maneuver to attack position.
Oh, I love this ship. Sorry. Hello, Andrew, coming through. Andrew getting straight on with the killing. Jolly good. Look at that. Oh, it's just brutal, isn't it? Honestly, that's not fair at all. I was doing this yesterday, not in this system, but I was doing some of this yesterday, and Ree was filming it. And obviously, you know, being the pilot of the combat vessel, I was having a whale of a time. But I'm acutely aware that she's got to sit there filming this stuff. Well, she hasn't got to, but you know, she's sitting there filming this stuff, and it might not necessarily be terribly exciting for her. And I checked on a couple of occasions, just sort of said, you know, are you okay with this? Are you kind of like, are you fine? And she was grinning like a Cheshire cat, honestly. We ended up filming for about, for about an hour and a half. Me just doing this. The way our filming tends to go, that probably means that, you know, about 10 minutes will probably make it into the news. 10 minutes, about 10 seconds will probably make it into the news on Friday. But it was, yeah, we had quite a lot of T9s going on in that fight.
Enemy wiped out. Awaiting further orders.
There's a lot more adders here than I thought there would be, which is weird.
Affirmative. Maneuver to attack position.
Condor and a Ferdy on an adder, it's slightly overkill, isn't it? But overkill's always funny though, isn't it? Honestly. Yeah, Ree's, she's very lucky actually. She gets a, well, she's very lucky. Honestly, what am I talking about? But you know what I mean. She has a very, I suppose she ends up with a very unique perspective on this game, because she spends most of her time in situations like this, looking at what's going on out here. I had to change the ship kit, by the way. You'll be quite pleased, Jagger. It looks a lot more like the physical version of it that I've got on the shelf back there. I stepped on the shelf yesterday, by the way, and everything went down the stairs. Everything. So the shelf is at the top of the stairs, and it leans against the wall like that. It's designed to lean against the wall. It's not like a badly put in shelf. So it's designed to lean against the wall like that. It's actually sort of, you know, kind of tiers going up like that. And I stepped on the bottom shelf, and the shelf went like that, and then back against the wall again, and everything on the shelf. And there must be, I want to say there's probably approaching 50 to 70 models and little figures and stuff like that on this set of shelves. It all went down the stairs. All of it went down the stairs. So I haven't put it all back. I couldn't quite face it last night. I haven't put it all back together, so it's all kind of stacked at the top of the stairs at the moment. I'm gonna use it as an opportunity to dust the shelves off, dust the models off, and put it all back again. So last night though, I was like, so yeah, Ree spends most of her time outside, doing that and making me look amazing. But I was forced to take. I had some little winglets, kind of there-ish, where those chain guns are. Those ones there. I had some winglets there, and I was forced by my camera operator to remove the winglets, because when the cannons that they're on their turrets, so when they were pivoting round, they were going through they were clipping with the ship kit. So I was forced to change the ship kit, so it looks a little bit more like the physical model does now. So it's almost identical. It's just the rear end, really. It's just those there, that there, and that bit there that is inaccurate. The rest of it is bang on. Thank you for your patience, Andrew. Sorry about that, mate.
Cargo scoop retracted.
Let's get back in the general direction of the nav beacon. If it's worth killing, it's worth overkilling, isn't it? Would I be interested in a planetary mine bombing school? Nothing serious, more for fun. Do you mean a video, Exania, or would I be interested in attending a school? If it's a case of would I be interested in attending a school, no, I wouldn't. No, not even slightly. Would I be interested in watching a video that basically involves lots of planetary mine bombing? Hell yeah. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I'm sure lots of other people would as well. Who's not going to want to watch loads of mines being dropped on a planet? Oh, T7. Don't you jump, don't you jump, don't you dare jump, don't you jump, don't you jump, don't you jump.
Copy that, Commander. Engaging enemy now.
He's having the snot kicked out of him already, isn't he?
No more contact. Deactivating hardpoint.
Are they going anywhere? Yes, they are. Jolly good. Andrew, if you want to go off and carry on killing, mate, by all means do. I'm going to shamelessly hoover up materials. So don't let me stop you. He might be tonight's next contestant. Quite honestly. I must do my laser colour that's driving me out the wall. That's a bit of an unpleasant name, isn't it? The curly one. He deserves to die.
Target is trying to jump away, Commander. That's the last of them, Commander.
He was quite funny. He was surge detected. That's always fun. What is Chad doing? Did I not try and blame Stan? Yeah, Wintermute, Red Shirt 1, Red Shirt 2. I'd give all mine stupid names. They'd all be called... Oh, that's interesting, Turgeon. Okay. Sorry, I wouldn't call them that. No, they'd all be called like Kevin and Beryl and Jeff and stuff. That's interesting what Turgeon said there. All commanders of the Pilots Federation. In law terms, Frontier are kind of like the Elite Pilots Federation. A group within that group. Okay. A slug on your finger is worth turning bush. Exania, I think you're right. Yeah, we can expect hints on Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, similar places. I'm not keeping such a tight eye on Facebook actually. So if anybody wants to keep an eye on that. Exania, okay, you meant for people that haven't tried it, more want some tips and tricks for it. Yeah, I think it's a great idea, mate. Hey, Einar, thank you very much, mate. Have a good one, buddy. Hello, Barney. You all right, mate? Oh, you're mining, Alan. What sort of mining are you doing? Was that coal mining still? Because I know you were sort of trying that out for the first time the other night, weren't you?
Target destroyed.
Oh, hello.
Copy that, Commander.
Send Beryl after him, so make sure we've got his attention. can't see the HUD. That's so annoying. It's funny that I was thinking this last night, right? Because I was doing a bit of random killing in at a nav point last night. Why do ships arrive? I know the reason why ships arrive at nav points is so that we can kill them, right? Or scan them. I get that. In game terms, I understand. But is there a law reason why loads of ships turn up at these nav points? Because obviously we don't have to use them.
Enemy wiped out. Awaiting further orders.
Is there like a, I mean, a Type 7 turning up at one of these, or a Type 9 turning up at one of these is basically, the pilot's basically saying, do you know what, I think I might go out and get murdered this afternoon. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like, it makes, you wouldn't do it, would you? Because you're not going home from work that day. I get that. I suppose they feel like they're supposed to be some sort of like navigational aid, like the ships arrive from hyperspace at the nav point, but we know that isn't what happens. You don't drop to normal space. You don't drop to normal space when you get to one of these things. So it's kind of like, what is there actually a law reason for what the ships are doing here?
That's the last of them, Commander.
Oh, Conda. Nice. Anaconda.
Roger that, Commander. Moving to engage.
Back in a moment, people. Slightly busy cockpit.
I'm hit. Hull integrity at 50%, Commander.
There
ship's
goes the
taking
fire.
Not sure how much more of this I'll be able to handle. I can't find any trace of the fighter. Think it's down, sir.
I love it when they get in front of my ship like that. You get this nice kind of, and they have to slow down to re-maneuver or something. You get this suddenly nice moment when when the chaff wears off, all the guns come together and it's like 3, 2, 1, hose. Get him dead before the. There we go. Good night, love.
Programming limpet drone. Programming limpet drone. Cargo scoop deployed. Programming limpet drone.
Oh, Barney, what did you do? You're in a moon boot after an altercation with a bit of furniture that you swear wasn't there the day. Maybe it was furniture attack human day yesterday, and we didn't know. And you and I are the two hapless victims. What have you done to your foot? Is it broken, mate? Turgeon, you don't know of a law reason for everyone to be at an nav point, but you can make one up. Go for it. Do it. Exania, if you wouldn't mind keeping an eye on Facebook, mate, that'd be super useful. Thank you very much. Let me just make sure my phone hasn't beeped anywhere in the middle of that. No, it hasn't.
Scan detected.
I love it when they're in this thing and they basically, oh hello, they PM you and go, what are you hauling? Bullets mostly. It's a Type 10, ladies and gentlemen. We have a... Oh, hello, love. We have a Type 10. This should be a nice big bang. Is that my point defense firing there? I'm guessing he was in a wing. He was in a wing, wasn't he? Was he in a wing? I would suggest, my friend, that you weren't paying them enough. There goes Employee of the Week. Nice. $57 saying, okay, you think NPC ships are not equipped with an FSS? That would make sense. Exania, I've got lots of stuff you can have. They're sort of light, but I do have lots of them to send your way. Isn't that always the case? Should we do the laser colour quick? So did I turn it off? Oh, there we go. I turned it off accidentally. Okay. There's an awful lot of Imperial Sparrows around, isn't there? Should we do something about that? Frame shift charge detected, bless him. Oh, Type 7. We didn't do that, did we? After it blew up.
Copy. Deploying the fighter now. Fighter's online. I'm ready when you are.
My point defense going nuts there, look at that.
Enemy wiped out. Awaiting further orders.
Is that mines he was dropping? That must have been.
Target destroyed.
Roger that, Commander. Moving to engage.
Can you imagine if, I don't know if anybody here watches The Expanse. I'm not giving away spoilers here, Yaga, don't get upset. I don't know if anybody here watches The Expanse, but can you imagine if Elite was a little less family friendly, and whenever you blew a ship up, there were like people and bits of, you know, imagine blowing up a beluga and there's, you know, I don't know, a shed load of nuns come out of it or something. That could be quite upsetting slash really funny. Hello, Zebadian. Doing some casual killing, my friend. Not casual killing of my friend, just some casual killing my friend. You see what I mean?
Affirmative. Maneuvering to attack position.
Does anyone else do that? By the way, I often send my ship, my fighter ahead. Sometimes just to get their attention, to make sure that they don't get bored and jump away, and sometimes to actually kite them back. So I'll get my fighter to run off, start a fight with them, and then I'll recall my fighter, and they follow it back to me, so I don't have to charge all the way over there to kill them. I see you're using chaff. I too have chaff. Oh, boop. That was careless there, wasn't it?
Things were a little hairy for a second there. No more hostiles detected.
Collector limpet expired. Programming limpet drone. Limpet drone error. Deploy cargo hatch. Cargo scoop deployed.
He was hauling it. He was worth the trouble, wasn't he? He was clearly hauling an awful lot of something or other. Excellent. I reckon he had a bag of materials. So has anyone got any theories on what Frontier might be adding to the game today? Because we do kind of have a theory, if anybody's interested in hearing it. I don't know whether it's a theory. I don't know whether you could technically call it a theory. I'm just going to look in the handkerchief and make sure that the slug is still there. Because I've just got... I don't think for one moment that... Yeah, he is. Good. Okay. I imagine he's having a dreadful time in there, and I'm really sorry about that. But anybody new to the stream is now thinking, why on earth has he got a slug in a handkerchief on his desk? Well, I often get hungry during a stream, you see. Fortunately, the cat was able to bring me a snack.
Limpet drone error. Deploy cargo hatch. Cargo scoop deployed.
Come on, Limpet. Come on. Have we got a Limpet? I wonder if he's got something that he can't actually... Yeah, he has. There you go. Okay, so my storage for an item has obviously got full while this guy was carrying it, so he can't actually get it in the ship. So, but that is the ridiculous detail that this game goes to. The limpets actually hold the thing that you collect. So that is a limpet holding a material, people. There you go. Isn't that nuts? How mad is that?
Cargo scoop retracted.
Oh, 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 oh. Oh, do you see what I see?
Copy that, Commander. Engaging enemy now.
Target destroyed. Programming limpet drone. Programming limpet drone.
Oh, nothing in it. Denied. Yeah, Wintermute, I thought that. Yeah, I'll screenshot that. I'll stick that up on Twitter later.
Limpet drone error. Deploy cargo hatch.
Exania, it would be nice to have a gore option. Ooh. Space nuns. Completely up to date. Yeah, the space battles in
Deploy cargo hatch.
the space battles in
Cargo
Elite
pod
wouldn't be
deployed.
quite as interesting, I don't think, if it was a bit more expansive. Yeah.
Warning. Temperature critical.
Exania, you do that with fighters to make material farming. Yeah, it's a little bit. Yeah, it's kind of a nice little.
Sync deployed.
I use them to kite, which is quite useful. Aki, have a good one, mate. Turgent, the slugs are for when you want to do a Charlie Chaplin impression, Baldric style. Never fear, my lord. I have a cunning plan. Well, Katiana, there was a patch yesterday, wasn't there? And there were no patch notes for the patch. Just saying. So it's entirely possible whatever it is in the game already. Exania, just like a raisin. Garden raisins. Do they, Barney? Is that true? Do slugs really clean algae off of tile grout? Please, is that really true? Have you? I've got visions of you having like a little farm now full of slugs that you use for keeping the bathroom clean. Hey, Katie, I was going to say you do mean the Adamastor. No, you it's okay. It's fine. It's okay. My theory. Okay, so it's not really. Well, it's not a theory as such, but I think I can't remember when it was. It was a couple of days ago. Frontier tweeted a screenshot. It was okay. It was on the if you follow them on Twitter, it was it was the screenshot that they tweeted asking what's the longest journey you've ever been on. And so everybody started answering about the longest journey they've ever been on in Elite Dangerous. Obviously, I think we can all agree that Picard and Mission Farsight wins that competition hands down. But the image that went along with the tweet was two. Not only was it two megaships flying together, which is quite unusual to see, but those megaships, we think, from blowing the image up as close as we can and then staring at it like that, were of oh god, what are they called? Dredgers, which is something that was, for reasons best known to Frontier, was added, I think, in patch 2.4, because we went digging and looking around for this the other day. They were added in patch 2.4, and then for some reason they were mysteriously removed again. Oh, busload of nuns. I don't know that there was ever any. Someone wants to correct me, please do. I don't know that there was ever any functionality with the dredgers, but they're a slightly more interesting megaship in that they have a great big, almost like a mouth. They're like a bottom feeder, really. They almost have like a mouth at the front with some sort of almost like force field kind of a thing, which you can imagine sort of funneling stuff in. And then they have a bunch of crunching and smashing and stuff inside that you can actually see and fly your ship into if you're so inclined, for mashing stuff up and then turning it into raw materials. And I never encountered one myself in the early game, but my understanding from what Yagashura has told me is that if you were to fly your ship in there, it would indeed take damage. It wasn't just what's the word I'm looking for? It wasn't just okay. Starstand. Dredgers in testing had a habit of eating player ships. Yeah. So yeah, Rini was kicking around the idea yesterday because they have floated the idea of making material gathering a little bit less. And Rini was kicking around the idea yesterday. Well, maybe they're going to introduce dredgers as an extra way of gathering materials, as in you can trade with them or I don't know. But that's a completely mad pull it out of the air theory. It's a very specific choice of image, isn't it? Yeah, isn't it?
Collector limpet expired.
It's an odd one because dredgers aren't currently in the game. Conda.
Scan detected.
I've got a sneeze building, by the way, people, and I apologise unreservedly. If it makes an appalling noise, I will do my best to suppress it, but you know what these things are like. Come on, mate, get your scan over with. There you go.
Hear you loud and clear. I'm moving in.
But yeah, a weirdly specific and completely inappropriate message for the tweet as well. You know, it's not like they tweeted a picture of an explorer ship and said, "What's the longest journey you've ever been on?" It's a completely inappropriate image for the tweet, in actual fact. So why would you do that?
That's gotta hurt. Target down.
Don't we think? Shall I get do you want me to grab a link to the tweet real quick, or to the image, while my employees of the week are doing their stuff? Let me just grab it if I can. Hang on a second. I will chuck you a linkaroo to it. There it is. How do I grab that and share it? Share to copy link. Here we go, people. There we go. How about old dredgers found in the Coalsack Nebula full of nommed alien bits? Also, there's a very interesting video. Let me grab that for you as well. If anybody wants to see what dredgers used to look like. Dredger. Elite Dangerous. The Dredger's More is what you need. Let me grab that. There we go. It was tweeted before the stream, Katiana, I believe. But not like immediately before the stream. I think it was towards the beginning of the week, so there wasn't really a sort of a, you couldn't really draw a very direct causal link between the two, but still an extremely odd thing to tweet, which is not outside the realms of frontier possibility, let's be honest, people, but it seems unlikely that they would just pick a random megaship like that, and it happened to be a dredger. Because dredgers are, when a dredger's coming back to the game is one of those questions that sort of pops up in live stream chat in particular all the time. It's right up there with space legs when, you know. This guy clearly feels like being a nuisance.
Ears are loud and clear. I'm moving in. Target is trying to jump away, Commander.
Frameshift charge detected.
Oh, there was another one. It's too late to get him, isn't it? Yeah, odd, don't we think? Kind of a weird one. Okay, has he changed his mind? He may well have changed his mind. No, he hasn't.
Cargo scope deployed.
So yeah, what do we think? Exania, that's horrifying. Okay, mine. Yeah, it was. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, yeah. I know, right? You don't want to break out the Baker foil quite yet, do you? But yeah, it does seem bizarrely, inappropriately specific. Okay, my phone just beeped, but that was Disney. That was Disney Plus telling me that I'm not watching something. Clipper.
Cargo scope retracted.
Come on, engines.
Affirmative. Maneuver to attack position.
Nicely silhouetted there. Please try to look pretty while you die.
Target is trying to jump away, Commander. That's the last of them, Commander.
Programming new Patron. Programming new Patron.
I messed around with been doing a bit of the reason I'm one of the reasons I've sort of currently slightly obsessed more than usual with grabbing engineering materials, by the way, is I actually started messing around with different ship builds this week, which is not something I'm horrendously comfortable doing, or generally have time for, or frankly enjoy very much. I'm quite static in my ship choices. I really like this ship, the Wobbly Rocket, and don't tend to. When it comes to combat, I don't tend to play with anything else.
Offline.
I can't remember how I ended up doing this, but Yaga might remember. But I ended up building a Further Lance
Deploy cargo hatch.
with
Cargo scope deployed.
rail guns on it, and that's I have kind of messed with fixed weapons before in the past, but you know, not horrendously successfully, and couldn't really be bothered, and didn't really have time to get good at it.
Retracted.
But I spent a bit of time with it this week, and really enjoyed it. Yeah, it was very satisfying. I still don't know that I'll prefer it over my sort of turreted behemoths. I'm kind of messing around with a T10 at the moment as well. I do quite like the T10, so I don't know that I'll ever you know, fully. Oh, hello. I don't know that I'll ever fully move away from my turreted behemoths because I just like them. But it was fun. It made a nice change. And when you get a really satisfying hit on their frameshift drive and it just disappears, that was great fun.
Copy that, Commander. Engaging enemy now.
Warning ship under attack. I really had not noticed. You're in Empire space in a Federation ship, mate. You were never going to have a good day anyway, so.
Target shields online.
Anyone else interesting? No, he may have to be the next contestant after we've made sure that there's nothing here. Oh, hello.
Programming limpet drone. Collector limpet expired. Programming limpet drone.
I've gone and thrown 3 limpets at one thing, haven't I? Oh, God, that's so annoying.
Limpet drone error. Deploy cargo hatch. Cargo scoop deployed. Collector limpet expired. Programming limpet drone.
My shields are down. Request an assist, Commander. Fighter is down, Commander.
Wow, what happened to my fighter? That was weird.
Assembly initiated. Target shields online.
What happened there? That sounded like she crashed rather than got attacked.
Target shields offline.
Come on, limpet. No, okay.
Cargo scoop retracted. Collector limpet expired. Target shields online. Target shields offline. Target destroyed. Frameshift charge detected. Programming limpet drone. Target destroyed. Fighter assembly complete. Limpet drone error. Deploy cargo hatch.
It'd be nice if you could buy a dredger instead of a carrier. I don't think you'd ever be short of materials, would you, Abriel? Xania, why would they give us new material traders? No, exactly, mate. I agree. It makes no sense to give us new material traders, unless they were just looking for to add a little bit of colour to that gameplay. The only other thing that occurred was maybe they were thinking of introducing a different way of gathering of buying materials, because at the moment obviously you can only exchange some materials for other materials. So you know, I don't know. Maybe they're thinking of making it a cash excuse me, a cash thing. Not real cash, not arcs or not any of that nonsense. That's never going to happen. Don't get upset. But maybe that they're thinking of another way of sinking your credits is for those of us that haven't got time to sort of spend hours collecting, because it is one of the big complaints of the game, isn't it? Is engineering's a bit of a grind, to say the least. Which is a bit like saying Mussolini was a bit of a tyrant. So maybe they're thinking of another way of getting materials is to. Thanks, Zibs. Another way of gathering materials would be to throw in-game money at it, or it might just be a bit of galactic flavour, and it's not going to make any difference at all. Which is which is fine. I think like Arthur did sort of he didn't sort of say that there was some kind of big game-changing thing coming or anything like that. He did just say that it was I think it was law related essentially. They were essentially just introducing a bit of law, so it might be something, it might be nothing. You could, there's no reason you couldn't add dredges to the game. You're going to take my eyebrows off in a minute, those lasers, aren't they? Look at them. This guy's slippy. Yeah, you could add sort of dredges to the game and just have it be a bit of galactic colour with no actual gameplay consequences. Count Freddy of Otterick is all over the place, isn't he? There we go. He's about to be all over the place. There you go, Count Freddy of Otterick. In order to express your displeasure, I would like you to spread yourself over a wide area.
Programming limpet drone. Programming limpet drone. Programming limpet drone.
It's probably not polite to fire on one's wingmate, is it? That was. I was looking at you then, Andrew, thinking you were a crate. Possible senior moment.
Target shields offline. Target
Oh, I'm not interested in your cargo. I couldn't be less interested in your cargo.
target destroyed.
I am, however, quite interested in the satisfying pop you make when you explode.
Copy. Deploying the fighter now. Fighter is clear of the mothership.
Cobras it is.
Cargo scoop deployed.
Copy that, Commander. Engaging enemy now. Things were a little hairy for a second there. No more hostiles detected.
Target shields offline. Frameshift charge detected.
Gameplay elements there. Force shell your opponent into the maw of a dredger, Zibadian. That's dark, Zibadian. That is dark. That is dark. It does sound very Boon Labs, though. Completely agree, Yaga, yeah. That's absolutely the sort of thing Uni would do. I wish that I do on the subject of player-owned dredgers. I wish there was more of a player economy. We have got, you know, to a degree a player economy now. I think we can agree. Carriers do kind of facilitate that somewhat. I don't for one moment think that you know, player-owned dredgers would ever or should ever be a thing, but I wish there was. I wish there was a bit more of a crafting element to the game. Wouldn't you like to buy like pre-engineered modules or something like that, or would that be a breaker? Do we think?
I'm moving in.
Do we think that would be a game breaker?
They're trying to escape, Commander.
Under attack.
I always feel really bad about hitting Type 6s and stuff like that, because it is a bit like cricket batting a hamster, don't you think? It's not, it's not right. But, it's an anarchy system, so what are you going to do? But it does feel a bit cricket batting a hamster. That's not a great image, is it? Honestly, I'm sorry about that.
Deploy cargo hatch.
To be fair, it's not the worst image I've given you today. Finger slug was a was an auspicious start. Oh, hello.
Target destroyed.
Sorry, I'm slightly distracted then because I had an alert pop up on my screen that Stephen Benedetti had posted on the forums. I didn't get a chance to see what it was before the alert disappeared. If someone wouldn't mind, if you're able, looking at that, but don't worry otherwise. Just seeing if my employees are going to do anything. No, they're not. Okay.
Target shields offline.
Oh, what was that? Something jumped in. Oh, it's another hamster. Dare I? Oh, it's a Keeley, bless its heart. Okay.
Target shields offline.
ED engineer just started up somehow. I've no idea why. That was weird. I've now got stuff starting on my PC that I didn't really want to start. Oh, hell. Hang on.
Target destroyed.
They're trying to escape, Commander.
Do you think the game's trying to tell me something if ED engineer suddenly starts up?
Target shields offline.
Let me just sort that out. There we go. Gone.
Scan detected.
Morlock, stream news, scarab racing. Okay. See you later, Alan. Good luck, mate. I hope it goes okay. Yeah, I suppose you're right, Phil. Why would anybody do that to earn credits? Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, credits come so easily now, don't they? That always have done, really. So yeah, that's very true. Okay, that's an interesting one, Yoga. You'd want to be able to purchase a G5 module if you had the materials, so one click and done instead of yeah. So it just takes the materials out of your
Detected.
inventory and gives you the thing. Thanks, Phil. Cheers, buddy.
Scan detected.
Storing ship configurations, that's something I'd really like. Yeah, 57. Yas. Yeah, I'd really like that.
Limpet drone error.
That would be extremely useful. Wrong screen. There we go.
Cargo scoop deployed.
Hear you loud and clear. I'm moving in.
I'm just hanging back here
Target shields offline.
somewhat because I know my limpets are trying to. There we go. They did it. Right. Didn't want to manoeuvre too violently and risk blowing them up or something.
Target is trying
I
to
don't
jump
want your
away.
cargo. No one cares about your cargo.
No more contacts. Deactivating hardpoint.
Oh, 7. Right, I know my limpets are off doing a thing, so I'm just going to try and see if I can kite this guy over.
Expired. Cargo scoop retracted.
Clang, that sounded healthy.
Cargo scoop deployed.
Oh, I can't let that go. I cannot let that go.
Roger that, Commander. Moving to engage.
Programming limpet drone.
That's the last of them, Commander.
Programming limpet drone. Collector limpet expired. Programming limpet drone.
I did see another nun transport there as well.
Copy that, Commander. Engaging enemy now.
Engaging enemy. It's a bus.
Target is trying to jump away, Commander.
Programming limpet drone. Cargo scoop retracted. Programming limpet drone. Limpet drone error.
No more contact. Deactivating hardpoint.
Limpet drone. Cargo scoop deployed.
Need more limpets. See you later, Zibs. Thank you very much. See you later, Stu. just auto roll until you can't pay for new rolls anymore? Yeah, that wouldn't be awful, actually. I suppose you'd have to be careful with that in case you accidentally clicked. I think we'll just hoover up the last of these. I haven't lined up a doing the thing because of the aforementioned shelf disaster, ladies and gentlemen. I haven't lined up doing the thing this week. Are you happy to forego doing the thing, or would you like me to just go and grab a thing from what was the shelves, but it's now all over the floor? It's not all over the floor, it's in a nice neat pile, but you know. Would you like a doing the thing, or shall we forego doing the thing this week while Employee of the Week does their stuff? That isn't an awful image, is it? Look at that. Lucky dip, says Barney. Shall I go and do a lucky dip real quick? Hello, Pariah. You're right, mate. Forgo, says the Morlock. I have one vote for and one vote against currently. Would anybody like to make a casting vote or three? This was an extremely profitable boatload of nuns. Is the thing a space nun? Forgo. I've got 2 forgoes. 1 more lucky dip. We're still 5 for 5. Yaga says do it. Aki says do it. We're now 2 up. Okay, we're going to do it. We are doing it. Your votes have been cast. I will go and grab a random thing. Bear with me 1 second, people. Hello. Hello, Swoop Dog. Right, I have as a bonus. I have 2 doing the things this week. So the first one. Hang on, let me put it on maximum face. Brace yourself, people. There we go. Right. As you can see, Stan is AFK right now. We tried Stan on a new bed this week, by the way, and he didn't like it, so he's back with his old bed. Cats are not great whenever you change things. They get very disturbed, and if you can kind of make the bed sort of smell of them or smell of you, then they're quite happy. So I spent a couple of days sitting on Stan's new bed while I was sat at my computer. Honestly, the indignities you have to suffer. So, but even that wasn't enough. He did sleep on it eventually, but Stan's quite big, and the bed wasn't anywhere near big enough. So, long story short, Squid has 2 of those beds now. So Stan is back with his old bed. which I think will probably be Stan's until the end of his days. Love him. Right, so thing number one, not because of the shelf accident, but actually requires a little bit of repair. It's nothing serious, but a couple of the engines are struggling at the back and need re-gluing, so I'll have to be quite ginger with this. But it's quite big as well. It also requires a paint job. So this is, someone correct me if I'm wrong, this is a Republic cruiser, I think. Is that right? From the prequel series of your Star Wars. It's in need of a paint job. It's a good few years old as well. I've had this for absolutely ages, but I couldn't resist building it before I painted it because I really wanted to build it. So it's desperately in need of a paint job, and as you can see, it is quite big. So if I put it up against my massive head, there you go. So that's my Republic cruiser from Star Wars. But it has got some engine issues at the back. So a couple of the engines are, see that one there, there, and that, you see that needs fixing back in place. But other than that, it's solid. It must be about 7 or 8 years old that this has been like this, and it desperately needs a paint job, as I say. So that is on kind of the to-do list at some point. Let me just delicately balance that there in full and clear knowledge that it will probably fall on the floor. And this one, I'm going to give prizes. There is no prize, just be clear, but I'm going to give prizes, but there is no prize. If anybody can tell me where this comes from. I'll give you a clue. Yeah! is the clue. Exania, yeah, it's head tracking. Swivel mounted engines for, yes, I believe vectored thrust, I believe that is 57, you're quite right. Has anybody got the slightest idea what that is, other than obviously being a zombie? There you go, Turgeon's got it. Turgeon's got it. It's specifically this one was from World of Warcraft, I believe. It's a ghoul from World of Warcraft. Yeah. And you'd see them sort of shuffling around, and then as soon as they caught sight of you, they'd leap at you and go, yeah! Isn't it delightful? I haven't got much horrific stuff on my shelves, I have to say. This is a really weird one. If you're holding it like that, right, it's perfectly balanced and it works beautifully. If you put it on a flat desk and expect it to stand up, it struggles all day long. Honestly, it's one of those models that if you breathe near it, it will fall over. It's really annoying, but I do love it. It's got a hell of a paint job on it as well. But it's one of those. I haven't got much stuff from Warcraft. In fact, I'm struggling to think. I think this might be the only piece I've got from Warcraft, but it is one of my favourites. It's quite lovely and quite iconic. If you played Warcraft in its heyday, it was very much, yeah, the Bane of Darkshire. Absolutely, yeah, it was. Hello, Reenie. I hate that thing. Don't talk about me like that. That's not nice, is it? Honestly, Aki, that's no way to talk about me, is it? Yeah, Blair, son of Blair. So there we go. You thought it was Plants vs Zombies? Oh no, oh no. Zombies versus humans and or Taurans. Really? See, I'm trying to make it stand up on the desk now, and I tried to. Okay, so I pushed it down to make it stand up on the desk, and its legs did that. There you go. That's what I'm wrestling with. Do you know what I mean? But it is very cool nonetheless. I do like that. So there we go, people. There we go. There we go. There's a doing the thing. Ta-da! Thank you very much for joining me. As always, I do enjoy these streams. They are a giggle, and it's lovely that you people turn up. I always find it extraordinary. Keep an eye on Frontier's social media feeds today. As we've mentioned, something is coming. We don't know what. I don't think it's going to be a massive thing. I don't think it's going to be like but I do think there'll probably be a paper chase involved and a bit of mystery. It'll be something to get your teeth into, something that the community can get involved in, and something that can kind of, it's one of those lovely things that sort of pulls everyone together and gets everyone engaged, which is why they do it. So yeah, so there we go. So it'll be fun. It'll be fun, whatever it is. Keep an eye on their social media feeds. If something's going to pop up, I think it'll probably be there, but it may well pop up in Galnet. Who knows? Who knows? So there we go. So that is apparently happening today. Have a good one, ladies and gentlemen. Do look after each other. If you're unaware of who we are, you will find us, everything we do, in the description below. You are currently looking at me on the Buur Pit Plays, not on the Buur Pit. So if you're not subscribed to this channel already, please do click on it. This is where we do all our live streams, and we also sprinkle in a bit of other stuff as well. You might have seen me playing Flight Simulator and stuff like that. Anything that kind of takes our fancy that isn't Elite Dangerous or is a live stream of Elite Dangerous goes here. Collector Limpet expired. That's it for today. Thank you so much. Do take care of each other. Stay safe. Have a fantastic weekend. Keep an eye on Frontier. Something's going to happen, and we will see you next week at the very earliest. And it's Witch-based news tomorrow. It's Friday tomorrow, so we'll be doing Witch-based news tomorrow. Take care. Have fun. See you later. Bye. I can't find my off button. Where's the off button? Oh, it's there.